It is the TicketGuardian 500 at ISM Raceway, looking for the green flag, and it is in the air, and we are underway. On the inside, Ryan Blaney. On the outside is Chase Elliott. Right behind him, two Toyotas, Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch.
Blaney went to the apron through the dogleg, trying to get an advantage over Chase Elliott. It did not work. They're side by side for first.
And it's going to be Chase Elliott in the outside lane, getting the advantage off of turn number 2 and up the back straightaway for the first time. Elliott, Blaney, and Kyle Busch.
Chase Elliott with a very strong orange and white Hooters Chevrolet. He'll lead lap number 1 here at ISM Raceway. Elliott has Ryan Blaney right in the back bumper.
Kyle Busch slots into the third position. They're side by side for the fourth position. That's where you'll find Brad Keselowski making a nice nifty move to the inside of Denny Hamlin. Hamlin fights back hard from that middle groove.
Using that outside momentum is Denny Hamlin, trying to stay up alongside Brad Keselowski for that fourth position as the top 3 begin to break away, led by Chase Elliott.
And we are understanding that a pass-through penalty is going to be issued to our race leader, Chase Elliott. A start violation. Alex Hayden will have Chase Elliott giving up the lead and coming to pit road.
The pole sitter of every single race in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series has the option to stand on the gas to get things going when the green flag comes out to start a race. Chase Elliott, he was the one that jumped the start and beat the pole sitter to the start-finish line on the initial start of the race. Black flag in the air for Chase Elliott.
You got to believe that Chase is probably screaming on the radio saying, Ryan spun the tires, Ryan spun the tires, I had nothing I could do, it won't matter. Black flag out for Chase Elliott. He will give up the race lead over in turn number 2 and come down pit road. Meanwhile, up front now, Kyle Rickey, it is Ryan Blaney.
That Team Penske Ford at the front of the field, car length over Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch running a bit lower on the racetrack on exit of turn 4. He's still hot to trot right there. A car length and a half off the leader's back deck.
Kyle Busch now has one less car to pass to take over the lead here at ISM because of the Chase Elliott penalty. Here comes Ryan Blaney. Almost all 4 tires inside the yellow line of the apron.
Kyle Busch about 2 car lengths back in the second spot, and they have been able to really open up a large gap back to third. Brad Keselowski in that position over Alex Bowman in fourth.
I tell you what, guys, I've been real excited to see what this race is going to look like. And I can tell you right now, they are definitely getting through these corners faster than I've ever seen them. With all that downforce, it's making them rip through the corners. And another thing they're doing, man, are they cutting down low on that apron. Must have been 15 cars a couple laps ago trying to make up time by getting low. And they got to be careful, though, because they're concerned about rubbing off that front splitter and killing the downforce in these cars. By doing that, they can't do that much longer.
Right now we are showing Chase Elliott on the very tail end of the lead lap. He did not go a lap down. That is good news for Chase Elliott fans. He is running, what do you figure right now, 25, maybe 30 car lengths or more in front of Ryan Blaney, but so far so good. Yeah, he's last, but he is not a lap down.
That's good news after the bad news of the penalty for Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney is the leader. He leads Kyle Busch. Brad Keselowski is second. Alex Bowman, the Tucson, Arizona native, is fourth. And running in the 5th spot is William Byron. Just behind them, things beginning to heat up on the racetrack. That's back somewhere in the neighborhood of Martin Truex Jr. running in the 7th position, Kyle Rickey. He's got some folks really ready to get by.
In the form of Kevin Harvick, also Joey Logano is there lined up, Eric Jones, and Truex meanwhile trying to move around his teammate and Denny Hamlin for 6th.
Dan Hubbard's over there in turn number 2 watching things unfold. Granted, we are very early, but I assume right now everybody right at the bottom of the racetrack.
I tell you what, Jeff, Rusty was right on the money. Sometimes we would see 4, maybe 5 cars run that apron at the inside of turns 1 and 2. Now you're seeing 10, 15, maybe as many as 18 cars ride that low side inside the yellow line of the apron. And the reason is because that rear spoiler is giving them so much grip.
Lap number 9 goes on the board. Ryan Blaney beginning to leg out an advantage now on Kyle Busch, back to 1.
Ryan Blaney able to hold Kyle Busch at bay, make the gap about 6 or 7 car lengths. They're trying to put Chase Elliott a lap down, but they got the work cut out for them.
And it's about 15 car lengths or so back to Brad Keselowski in 3rd, 5 car lengths to Alex Bowman in 4th. And then William Byron running unchallenged in position number 5.
Right behind him, you've got Denny Hamlin. He'll go in position number 6. Then you've got Martin Truex about a car length back in 7th. 3 more back to Kevin Harvick. Then comes Joey Logano and Eric Jones. That's your top 10, Dan.
Here they come, Kevin Harvick. It's mirrors filled with Joey Logano as they ride through turns 1 and 2. This time Harvick has it just a little bit higher. Logano right on his rear bumper.
This is the best battle just inside of the top 10. Kevin Harvick has the spot over Joey Logano, then a couple of car lengths more back to Eric Jones.
Eric Jones having a nice afternoon, getting started here in the TicketGuardian 500. He's having a nice run, hanging on a spot in the 10th position. Eric Almirola is running in position number 11. Now, Chase Elliott, after the pass-through penalty, is still on the lead lap, and Rusty Wallace, as a driver, when you get a penalty, you're so fired up, the adrenaline is going, you jump the start of the race and beat the leader to the start-finish line on the initial start. What goes through your mind when you get told you've got to make the pass-through penalty, and how tough is it to remain patient?
Well, it's very, very tough to remain patient because it's the first lap of the race. You know that, man, you got enough time to make it up, but you don't want to be doomed right off the bat. Now, one thing I'm looking at, Alex, last time by Chase Elliott, a 28.84 compared to the leader, a 26.54. Basically, he's 0.2 of a second slower than the leader, Chase Elliott, is right now. That's not a good feeling for a guy that's trying to stay in the lead lap. He's slower than the leader. Not a good deal right now for Chase Elliott.
Well, he can look in his rearview mirror, Chase Elliott can, and see the lime green and white Ford Mustang closing in ever so slowly. That Ford Mustang belongs to Ryan Blaney. He is your race leader. We are very early, only 14 laps complete. Blaney leading right now over Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, and William Byron.
Next time those engines roar, don't just get pumped up. Get 5% cash back with MoneyLion. Our members get 5% cash back on up to $2,000 in annual purchases of tickets to a NASCAR race from authorized ticket sellers. You'll also get 5% off any at-track purchases and all purchases on NASCAR.com. Just use your MoneyLion debit card and it couldn't be easier. Join the world's most powerful financial membership, MoneyLion. Here we roar.
Hey, my parents called. They want us to go to the TicketGuardian 500 with them.
You know, that sounds great, but you know I've got this big project due.
Well, you know how much this matters to my family. It would mean a lot to me.
I know. I just don't know what's going to happen at work. You know it's hard to get an answer.
I know. That's why I went ahead and protected our tickets.
What do you mean protected?
Yeah, they offer Fan Shield, so if you can't go because your boss sends you to Cleveland, we can file a claim and get our money back.
Fan Shield. So if your boss sends you and your parka to Cleveland, at least you can get your money back.
16 laps are complete, so a long way to go here this afternoon. We're just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, in Glendale, Arizona, the ISM Raceway, running the TicketGuardian 500 right now. 2 Team Penske's in the top 5, 2 Hendrick Chevrolet Camaros in the top 5, and 1 Joe Gibbs Toyota in the top 5. Ryan Blaney leading over Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Alex Bowman, and William Byron. That's your top 5 from ISM Raceway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Hey, Ralph Shaheen here with MRN's The Straight Line. The holidays may be over, but the drag racing world is just putting up their Christmas trees as they get ready for the start of the 2019 race season. Join Doug Herbert and I every Thursday as we talk to the celebrities of the NHRA, and we'll take you inside the pits for all the latest news and headlines. It's MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, every Thursday on MRN.com, iTunes, or wherever podcasts are heard.
NASCAR Coast to Coast on MRN.com and Motor Racing Network's Facebook. Join me, Kyle Rickey, and Hannah Newhouse as we talk with the next generation of NASCAR stars and established local and regional racers each Wednesday at 1 Eastern Time. Or subscribe, download, and listen on your favorite podcast provider. NASCAR Coast to Coast. Grassroots NASCAR racing from the Motor Racing Network.
Green flag came out about 21 laps ago. Right now, Ryan Blaney is the race leader. He is led, well, all the way. That is all the way after one driver took a black flag for jumping the start, and that was the guy that was on the outside of row number 1, Chase Elliott, who, by the way, is pretty good here, Alex Hayden. He's got a not a bad average finish overall.
9.5 is his average finish in a Cup car here at ISM Raceway, and that's third best all time upward drivers in multiple starts here. So Chase Elliott knows how to get around this racetrack, but he's dug himself a bit of a hole right now.
He also knows, Dylan Welch, that you cannot afford to make a mistake here or anywhere. Rusty Wallace will tell you that. You had a chance to talk to him in our NASCAR Live pre-race show, and he told you exactly that. The problem is he didn't live up to what he said.
Well, and that's exactly right, Jeff. And Phoenix and ISM Raceway aside, so many tracks we go to, we talk about the importance of track position and the advantage of starting up front. The fact that it gives you track position early on allows you to accumulate stage points from the very start of the race. There's so many other advantages to starting up front. And then when you go and do something like that, you make a small mistake, it puts you in such a hole, puts you behind the 8 ball right away. It makes your job that much harder the rest of the afternoon. So now, instead of Chase Elliott and Alan Gustafson and this team focusing on leading laps, getting their car dialed in, they've had to worry the last few laps just about staying on the lead lap, staying in front of race leader Ryan Blaney and trying to charge back up through the field as much as they can. They're kind of